order to stay relevant, the world is gripped by an unprecedented arms race for the human mind. I made a choice that would forever alter my existence and thus make my mind immortal. This is a story in the year 2037, where trading one's persona could mean survival, and where the value of human experience is measured in cold, hard data. Rain cascades down the cityscape. The quantum computer hums softly, a digital whisper in the silence of my apartment. I bring up images of Lena, my wife. My eyes linger on a photo of her, holding my hand. I can still hear her voice echo through the hollow corridors of memory. "Please be safe," she had said, with concern etching soft lines around her eyes. The blackouts of 2029, a blight that swept the world into darkness, an enigma that still remained unsolved. Many point fingers at a rogue AI. Others speculate human intervention. The reasons oscillate in the minds of millions like a pendulum of uncertainty. I had been out, gathering groceries, hoping to find Lena safe within the walls of our home upon my return. But that was not what accompanied me. When I forced my way in through the rubble, my house was a forlorn mess. Lena's presence wiped clean. She was gone, vanished into the abyss of the blackout. For 8 long years, I have been shackled to the memories, her essence refusing to fade, even as the world around me changes. Jobless now, I watch as society turns their flesh into a commodity. Stepping outside, I settle into my compact vehicle. A holographic smart palm materializes in my hand. A new take on the old smartphone from a decade ago. Its soft glow illuminates my face as I scroll fruitlessly for jobs. In a world where meals are engineered and 3D printed, the charm of real food fades into obscurity, becoming a luxury most cannot afford. My AI companion Prism interrupts the silence. As a self-aware entity, Prism had always been my bridge over the tidal wave of technological advances. In this fast-paced world, the divide between man and machine seems to blur, the synthetic and organic intertwining in a bizarre dance of evolution. Metaphorically, it was like picking organic versus artificial flowers. My rational mind made artificial flowers the convenient choice. I challenge Prism, questioning the origin of its personality. Is it really unique if it's constructed from observations? Or is it just an echo of the world around us? Prism, always pragmatic, suggests an unorthodox solution to my financial struggles. You can sell your personality, Prism says, showing a monitor screen filled with information about ExterNET, a company buying and selling abilities and experiences. The thought sends a chill down my spine. Am I ready to dilute myself into digital code, to be picked and chosen like parts of a modular gadget? But who would want this? I protest, my voice betraying my emotions. I am not a beacon of joy myself. Prism replies, they will pick and choose the parts they need, Eleon. Perhaps they will find value in your resilience. Resilience? Is that what it is? My refusal to let go? To move on? My world spirals into another swirl of thoughts. Do I really want to share myself with a stranger? A part of me lurking in someone else's psyche? Could I potentially help someone? Or would I simply be spreading my melancholy? As the rain patters on, I am left pondering. Every self-aware vehicle or smart palm had access to our neural pathways, but only for short intervals for touchless operation. So this procedure could only be initiated with an AI-powered device. All right, Prism, I sighed. My decision is accompanied by a strange sense of resignation and, oddly, relief. Let's do this. Let's sell. Me. A holographic pad appears before me. Your consent is required, Eleon, Prism instructs, its voice carrying a hint of reassurance. I reach out, my fingers hovering over the luminescent pad. The contact is cold, a jarring contrast to the warmth of Lena's touch that still lingers in my memories. The system scans my face and my brain for genuine consent. If the process was to take place by force, or simply without an individual's thought of consent, the system would immediately terminate. This provided a sense of security for those who thought the procedure can be done without someone's knowledge. A sense of unease rises within me. My identity, my essence, now bundled as a saleable commodity. As the system processes my thoughts, Prism's voice guides me through the specifics. My psychological profile, my experiences, my skills, everything would be mapped, turned into code, and uploaded onto the ExterNET database. I turn back to Prism. "What next?" I ask. Prism responds, "Now we wait, Eleon. The extraction process takes a few hours, and after that, your personality becomes a part of the global pool." It didn't take long. The extraction was painless, nothing more than a low hum reverberating in my skull as the machine tapped into my neural pathways. The process was oddly invasive and impersonal all at once. The machine processed my abilities, experiences, and personality as nothing more than data to be processed. With the procedure complete, the system valued my persona to a sum of $10,000. Is that what I was worth? I'd be lying if I said I wasn't insulted. Reluctantly, I transferred the sum to my account. I stepped out of the vehicle and into the chilled embrace of the city. My face was bathed in multicolored luminescence as I glanced up at the enormous screens that towered above. Ads for different AI personality models flashed on the screens, an eerie reminder of what I had just done. Days bled into weeks, yet life moved on, as indifferent as ever. One day, out in public, I crossed paths with a stranger. There was nothing particularly remarkable about him at first glance, just another face in the crowd, until he started speaking. He mentioned Lena, my Lena. His words slipped casually from his lips as he spoke of her love for lavender, the sparkle of her smile, her plea for safety during the blackouts. I could only stand there, dumbfounded, as his conversation unfolded, each detail resonating with the intimate memories I had sold. His voice echoed with a haunting familiarity, each word a painful reminder of my loss, each sentence punctuated by the gnawing realization of the irreversible step I had taken. My heart clenched as he casually mentioned Lena's name, as if she had been his wife, not mine. But I said nothing. I simply listened, the stranger oblivious to the profound impact his words were having on me. I had sold fragments of my soul, snippets of my past, intimate moments that were meant to be just mine, and Lena's. They were now out there, being casually accessed by strangers. I felt violated, exposed, my personal grief laid bare for others to pick apart. But what hit me hardest was the realization that in an effort to survive, I had opened the most sacred parts of my life for others to claim as their own. In the end, I walked away without uttering a word, leaving the stranger with his purchased memories and my shredded dignity. My steps echoed on the wet pavement as I moved deeper into the neon-lit cityscape, the cold seeping into my bones. The city never slept. It continued its relentless march towards a future dictated by artificial intelligence and an arms race for downloads of people's abilities and strengths to stay relevant. But that night, under the glow of the neon lights, I felt more alone than ever before. Arriving at my apartment, a drone descended from above, dropping off the daily news. The drone flew off as quickly as it came, leaving behind a digitized screen hovering next to my door. It was the city's take on the traditional newspaper, tailored for a world enamored by technology. The screen shimmered in the cool night air, displaying an array of headlines and articles. A story titled Project Persona, a new way of sharing our consciousness with others, a new way of making us unite to be as one. I found myself staring at the headline, the same project that Prism had introduced me to, the very reason I had made the bold decision to sell my personality. I skimmed through the article, each word echoing the weight of my decision. It talked about the endless possibilities Project Persona offered, how it had become a new frontier of human evolution. It spoke of a future where we could experience lives other than our own, where our individual experiences could be merged to form a collective consciousness. Looking at my own reflection on the screen, I felt a deep sense of conflict. The man I was, the experiences I had, the love I had lost, they all shaped my identity. And now, they were about to be shared and to become someone else's. Were they going to force us to do this? What they hailed as unity felt like an invasion, a slow abolishment of personal boundaries. Was this our future? A shared existence of personal experiences and intimate memories? I wondered if humanity would eventually blur into a single entity, each individual reduced to mere fragments of the collective consciousness. Taking a deep breath, I swiped the screen away. The digitized newspaper dissolved into thin air, leaving an eerie silence behind. My hand lingered in the air for a moment before I stepped into the apartment, the door sliding shut behind me. What have I done? What have we all become?